Buy on the sound of cannons, but sell on the sound of trumpets. In other words, during times of massive negative emotions in the market like this, that's when we see generational wealth being made. So let's talk about how to utilize this dip, this market uncertainty, to strategically buy and grow a 100x portfolio and make the moves that your future self will thank you for. Welcome to ReadySetCrypto. This is your brain on blockchain. So the latest out of Eastern Europe is Russia's moving across the border. People are scared and markets are obviously selling off. But here's why the dip is good in the long run. You can buy crypto for cheap, and that's it. People can say all they want about consolidating or setting floors or whatever, but the best thing about this is that you can buy crypto for cheap. And if you're confident about something, well, put more money into it. And yeah, sure, there's other positives about a dip, but mostly it's a discount. So enjoy it while it's here. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose. It can always go lower. But if you're freaking out about this dip, I'll see it from this perspective. Why did you invest in the first place? You were confident about something, right? Well, what caused your confidence to drop? This news about Russia? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Are you afraid of World War III breaking out? Well, think about it rationally. Think about what will actually happen. Now, everyone will stand aside while Russia takes Donbas. Yeah, Russia will be sanctioned. Harsh words will be used. But Putin has already baked that into his calculations, and he clearly doesn't give a single suka bliet. And after all, we had almost 50 years of Cold War, with some periods being a lot more tense than now, and it still didn't break out into open conflict between nuclear superpowers. And sure, the situation is not perfect right now, but take everything that the media is reporting with a grain of salt. Because as we saw over the last 2 years especially, panic is good for their business. Now, the real reason this has caused such a sudden drop is that investors don't like huge levels of uncertainty. That's what moves markets. And markets, especially those of risk-on assets like crypto, they'll be hypersensitive to news when there's uncertainty that involves a superpower moving troops into another country. But here's what will actually happen. Russia will occupy regions of Ukraine. This is what it looks like. They'll get some sanctions, but not too many, because the world relies on Russia's resource exports, and that's going to be it. People will forget about this in a few months, just like they did when they invaded Georgia in 2008 or annexed Crimea in 2014. And sure, this situation is a little bit different than those circumstances, but it would be a different thing if Russia decided to invade any country that is a NATO or EU member. It would also be a different situation if Russia decides to cross into a non-separatist controlled region of Ukraine. But as it currently stands, they have a third world economy that can't sustain any operation of considerable length, which is why they had to commit to this move before they were bled dry. But in turn, Western economies will mount pressure to limit this conflict now that we're on the verge of a $100 barrel of oil, the first time since 2014. This, along with the sharply rising inflation and the price of goods, means that the administrations and parties currently in control of Western democracies will have to get things under control quickly or risk being absolutely obliterated during elections. So all this is to say that yes, this is serious. Yes, this is something that's going to move markets for a little bit here, but also that this is an opportunity. After all, Bitcoin was not created to be an inflation hedge. It was created to be a crisis hedge and a hedge on the actions of governments and major corporations around the world. And if you look back, times like 2008, times like 2020, the times where things were just absolutely catastrophic in the markets, well, those were some of the best buying opportunities ever. Investing in tech, investing in innovation, investing in the future consistently has been a good move during bearish times like these, so long as you're able to do so with risk capital, money that you're not afraid of losing, and so long as you have the conviction to see it through. Trends like DeFi, trends like metaverse, trends like NFTs, these are going to take time to mature. So investing in those trends, especially when the market's going lower, is not for the weak of heart, not for those who can't stomach the risk. DeFi projects like 1inch and Loopring or metaverse projects like the Sandbox or Everdome. These will be tough investments to hold on to in the days and weeks ahead, but potentially wonderful, life-changing investments in the years to come. So I want to hear what you think. What's your view on today's market conditions? Are you using this as an opportunity to buy the dip, or are you waiting for it to go lower? Well, let's discuss in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe, become a part of the ReadySetCrypto community. And until the next one, take care out there. Cheers.
Hey, I got something to say.